I am Chris Herring, your major fundraiser. I first of all would like to say that this has been a great opportunity to work with nonprofits, schools, and churches about raising money to help with their missions. My experience is pretty comprehensive in terms of my commitment to working with nonprofit organizations, schools, and churches. About 20 years ago, I learned just by working with the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, in Newburgh, New York, about how precious it was to raise money for nonprofits. They provided a scholarship that in fact I earned, but I remember standing out on the streets asking people to pay for a poppy. It was a nice little flower, and in exchange for that they would give us change. And these days you still see people on the corners collecting money with their boots and with buckets and all those types of things. You also see in the churches where we pass the plate of our offering and our tithes. And so the notion of giving is just a part of who we are as Americans. When I joined the Air Force, I never thought that the Air Force was so much into giving. In fact, over the 20 years of service, I've served with the Air Force Assistance Fund, the Combined Federal Campaign Fund, and I've helped to work with the local nonprofits like Fisher House and the Wounded Warrior Center, just to see what I could do to give back and to help my brothers and my sisters who are in uniform. When I went to Washington, D.C. in about 1998, I had a great opportunity to experience what nonprofit fundraising was like from a different standpoint. I was hired as the business manager for Miss Washington, D.C., Nicole Messina, and we were challenged. We were challenged because we had stood the Miss Washington, D.C. organization back up, and they had stood down within the Miss America pageant. And not only did we have to stand it back up, but we had to get new donors, new supporters, and really get the message out that we were back. Nicole did such a wonderful job. She performed and actually placed #1 in the talent area and number 5 overall, which was a huge step for a city that was coming back into the #1 fundraising organization for women. I also did some consulting with the Washington Redskins, and I've had a chance just to kind of pour out into the community ministries. I used to do a prison ministry as well in Virginia. And so all these experiences now have brought me back to my why. My why in life is helping others. And I look forward to helping nonprofits, schools, and churches in particular, because I've seen, just like you've seen in the papers, where budget cuts have reduced discretionary spending. And schools, our education system, is really the last place where we should even expect or want to see a cut, because our future are those children who have to learn every day. And it's just not learning the fundamentals of their ABCs and their 1, 2, 3s, but really it's much more. It's much more in terms of their appreciation for the arts, their appreciation for our political landscape. It's just much deeper, and so we can't afford to see school cuts to happen at the way and manner in which it has happened under this recession. I want to take you through this journey of MajorFundraiser.com. I want you to know that my company has tied into what I believe are 2 of the most compelling products that any individual family or any business would want to be a part of. The first for the family is a vitamin product, because everyone knows that Americans are obese. We're facing lots of diseases, and overall we need to make sure that our bodies are well nourished and that we're able to fight the good fight. So our vitamin product is really designed for our families and our individuals who like that product. For a nonprofit organization joining the Major Fundraiser Network, we will actually give you a free business website to promote those products. But the power really isn't in the resale of products. The power is in our network in which we're building. The second product that you also will see as you go through this is the video conferencing and the video email. The video email system is just great. It's compatible with the smartphones, and all the young kids really love it when they try it. Parents are loving it. Business owners are loving it because it has enabled them to do something they couldn't do before, which is eye-to-eye contact, getting their message out, and hopefully closing more sales, because that's what keeps businesses going. As an owner of a school, child care in San Antonio, I can tell you that we try to leverage as much on technology and any and everything that would make us more competitive, we try to use. And so this video conferencing system has enabled us to connect with parents who have questions about our school, and so maybe they don't have the time to ride across town because gas is so expensive, and they just don't have the time because they're at work. But we can actually use a video conferencing system, and which is just awesome. It connects the dots. You also will be able to see what our system entails. And I will tell you, you don't want to delay not 1 second. If you're a development director, if you're an executive director of a nonprofit organization, please call me. Pick up the phone and call me. Let's talk about how we can improve your fundraising strategy, because this opportunity, believe it or not, is one of a kind. You haven't seen it, you haven't tried it, and I'm excited because a lot of thought went into this. As a chief strategist for Air Force Recruiting Service, I can tell you that the blend of how we communicate our message and what we have to offer our population overall is so important. And so I want to make sure that you have the right products, services that you can offer to your donor base that will bring them to the table to want to participate with you. This is all about the personal relationship. And I know that this presentation today will definitely excite many of you because times have been hard on you. I know that you have been experiencing, deficits in many areas. I know that you have not been able to do some of the programs that you've traditionally have done. I know that you have even taken salary cuts and pay cuts in order to keep your nonprofits going. And my heart bleeds because I believe that that's so courageous of you. I work with a nonprofit ballet company, and actually I chair the board, and it's not really important which ballet company it is. But I will tell you that the executive director, because she was a founder, has just poured her time, her money, and her overall life into this nonprofit, and she keeps it going because she believes in educating the at-risk and the underserved children who just will not have an opportunity to see ballet unless she provides it through the form of our ballet company. And so when I represent organizations, I know that there are people who really have a true commitment to improving our community and our children. And that's what I want you to get across today. No fundraising system is perfect. But if you have the time, if you have the energy, if you have a little bit of money to invest into this opportunity, I'm sure that this will be worth your while. Again, I'm Chris Herring, the Major Fundraiser. Looking forward to working with you. I want you to fill out the capture form directly beneath this video so you can actually be tied into our system, and we'll show you how we leverage these products and services to really benefit your nonprofit, your school, your church, and even your family. We tie families into our fundraising model because they too have needs. Our recession is not isolated to a certain set of states in America. It's been hit pretty well for all of us. And so let me help you put together a plan that will unite and strengthen our community. I look forward to working with you. And also, I want you to pay attention to our product videos, because those videos will really tell you the strength and the foundation of what we have to offer America. God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Thanks.